today. Well, actually, River Point, the quarters just became welcome to Sport News TV with actions of mountain moving city town platform between town quick 5 it's a difficult life outcomes ways to be published. We've joined Joe breakfast show order joining live as well via video. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Morning. And what not really
the rhetorics and so on from supporters of both parties, the FCT minister and that of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. It's just a war of words. Between the two parties, I think there is nothing actually going on. It's a problem between father and son. And then I think that the resolution wouldn't be any more problem together. Would help. And from what we gathered so far, there is ongoing dialogue. But those outside don't really know what problem not to what happened. There are not people who really want problem in any way. And so the soonest that this whole hurrah is settled, the better for us as a people.
Let me come back to you, Mr. Ikenga. APC says
central that to speak such a that will guide passion on the revered FCT minister, and some of us felt that he had breached the laws we made. Because between the Governor of Rivers State is not totally correct. The reason why former Governor Wike and FCT Minister is mentioned is the fact that he's their benefactor. He's the leader of their team. So when the two arms of government, which are loyal to him, started disagreeing, he had to step in to ask that let due process, let constitutionality be followed. And those who didn't feel that he was doing the right thing by insisting that you must obey, the governor particularly must obey his oath of office and oath of allegiance and the prescriptions of the Constitution. And also insisted that the House of Assembly must do their job according to laid down procedures and then according to the constitutional provision, the order of the House, and then the constitutional provision. So some of those who had asked to grind with him felt that they didn't want him to succeed because they had already achieved the fact that he's the only governor in Rivers State since 1967 to have enthroned a successor. He mentored Governor Fubara, he mentored all the House Assembly members, National Assembly members, and then all of them are working cooperatively with him until the crisis came in. So these are some of the things, some of those who do not like his face or do not like the successes he has recorded, and even former governors. Because of that, they went to join the governor to ask him, Governor Fubara, no, you must show that you are the governor. You must show that you are in charge. You must be your own man and all that. These are some of the issues, that led to some of the elders going to court to even go against a presidential proclamation for peace by the president. And even the decision of the Supreme Court. They continue to disobey, to think that we're in a banana republic. And that's what led us to where we are. By the way, APC was not fairly represented, I mean. If you watch, I was the only person who came from the APC. But I believe that our presence there made the difference. And then the invitation, I was there, I'm a Rivers man, the invitation is very asymmetrical. Very, very completely asymmetrical. You find out that those who are even supporters of the House of Assembly, who belong to the team of the House of Assembly members, you find out that there are even almost like 5 or 6 only. You can see us standing there. The rest people came from the other side. So that's to tell you that there was no equitable representation. However, it was a good thing we have started. Subsequently, I'm sure that New Central will take corrections and do the needful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Now, let's come back to you, Dr. Pepple. Earlier, you did say that, there's peace in Rivers State, but there were claims about breakdown of governance and also rising insecurity. So does that mean that you are in support of the idea of the state of emergency being declared in Rivers State? And if not, what is the alternative solution? Dr. Pepple.
All right. Sincerely, my friend there talking were all at the town hall meeting. And I want to say that they were almost raising chaos, causing chaos there. The picture there says it all. I tried intervening and telling them, allow people talk. We were there for a talk, and we're there not just a talk, to prefer solution. And solutions was what led us to go to that town hall meeting. The guy there is sympathetic to the FCT minister being a benefactor. He has benefited very well from it, so they were showing it out. I went there as an ordinary Rivers man. I didn't go there in the guise of any party or any person. I'm from the Bani Kingdom, where the Governor Siminalayi Fubara comes from. But I didn't go there in support. I think that what we should be looking at is how to bring about peace. The man we're talking about talked about peace, 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 peace. And so why can't we also preach peace? Now, the insecurity they are saying, there is no insecurity in Rivers State. As far as I'm concerned, Rivers State is peaceful and remains peaceful. And so those people who are finding the embers of war are the people trying to create a scenario as if there is problem or chaos. The sole administrator said it when he arrived that he has not seen any problem. And that's why even the man moves around and is cruising because there is no problem. The problem is just between two persons, I must say, and perhaps the third party, the House of Assembly. The earlier the settlements are made, the better for everyone. But if you want to say insecurity in Rivers State, no, I disagree with it. And I must tell you that nothing like insecurity in Rivers State. Rivers State is peaceful and calm. That's the true position.
We're being informed now that Joe Hanson, News Central's Joe Hanson, team lead for Breakfast Central, joins us live now. Joe, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much for coming on. And well done on all your hard work you've done so far in Port Harcourt. I mean, I do have to ask, you were in the heart of it, right in the middle of it, and when you were right there when News Central decided to go out to do this, and you witnessed all that unfolded at that town hall meeting. Do you think that, from your own point of view, the level of drama that unfolded, was that expected, or did it come to you as a surprise as well, seeing that? I mean, and then what was the original goal for News Central you're setting out for this town hall meeting?
Well, thanks so much for having me, and thank you to the distinguished guests in the studio, of which we all met at the event. I think, first of all, it's a laudable thing, and every single person who attended the event would agree that News Central took it to the next level, bringing all major stakeholders involved in the current Rivers State. Many have said it's not a crisis, but we would call it a crisis because if we follow through, I mean, the legal practitioner is equally here. I'm talking about Mr. Ikenga. If you follow through Nigeria's constitution, which is section 305, of course, subsection 1 to 5, and so on, Mr. Ikenga would agree with me that we can call it a crisis, especially with the reason why the president had called for a state of emergency. Because if it wasn't any crisis, then there wouldn't have been any form or state of emergency. But back again, let me go back to what we did there. I think we did a noble thing, which is we did have family members who had issues, and it led to the suspension of democratically elected governor by the name Siminalayi Fubara, which in turn, of course, would lead to people taking sides. You had people who said he shouldn't have been suspended. You had people who said he should have been suspended. And the president, whether we like it or not, had to take a decision. We do recall that the first decision was taken where he had invited both parties We heard agreements were to be signed on paper, which of course we did get access to that document. But then again, we also heard that it wasn't followed from the camp of the FCT minister. And also we heard a whole lot. So what New Central did was bring all stakeholders together. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's see how we can, move forward, find a lasting solution. And that's exactly what was done at the town hall. The town hall series has always been one of the best things to ever happen to any part of the country, state, government, you name it, and that's exactly what we did. Judith, to answer your question, finally, you did ask what I also saw then, what took place. Well, I can say that the two gentlemen have mentioned it already in the course of this conversation. The problem is one that can be solved if both parties or all parties involved decide to sheath their swords and decide to sit down on a round table and have an agreement. There must be a case of you win some and you lose some. But what we've seen in the course of this entire process, it seems like there's a push for I must win it all. And that's where the issue lies. So if it's a case of win some, lose some, then we're certain that, of course, they'll be able to broker peace. I mean, the speakers were fantastic. The town hall series gave people the opportunity to bear their mind. And for one thing I really enjoyed was the fact that people were able to open up their hearts and speak, regardless of whoever was there, whoever sought is God. But they were able to say, this is how I feel. And I think that's very important that took place, because people need to express how they feel so that the warring factions will understand that, okay, fine, this is how I also feel, and then they can meet halfway. And that's exactly what happened at the town hall. It was an opportunity and a very good one. And I think every single person would definitely take something away from that and learn from that as well.
I mean, with all the tensions boiling over, and as you rightfully put, that all sides had to say all that they needed to say and thrash it out right there. What's the takeaway from that? Do you see some sort of a resolution coming from both ends where they're straightening things out, moving forward? It's going to be a straight road, not narrow, but straight road from there? Or do you see the political discourse expanding this just outside of that hall?
Absolutely. I think the crescendo really mattered when we were getting towards the end of the entire event. We did have the president of the Joe youth who also came to speak. He had talked about a reconciliation process that is taking place, of which he is equally involved. So he had mentioned that, I mean, he did crack a joke and say that the both parties that were warring were going to settle on top of their heads. I mean, when he said their heads, he was talking about every single faction that were fighting. And he kind of like made it clear that, listen, this fight, it doesn't warrant anything. Rather, let the parties sort their issues. And I think the town hall was able to do that. It pinpointed the fact that I mean, he made that expose that, I mean, there's a settlement process ongoing of which he was part of, or he is part of. And then during the end, the MD and editor-in-chief of News Central, Mr. Chibike Ikenga, also was able to, pull out some of the major voices between the warring factions, because that's what it seemed like. It was a warring faction. And then they all came together to express what they really look forward to, that they're looking forward to have an opportunity whereby people would come together and have peace, and that's exactly what we saw. So there was a peace accord, let me use that word, permit me, even though we use that word during the political season, but then again, we see political parties differing, but there was a peace agreement that was made there. A rep and a very well-spoken person of the FCT minister's camp, Mr. Wike, said yes, he was going to speak with the FCT minister and he was going to push for peace. And that's exactly what he said. While on the other hand, a human rights activist, one who had supported the FCT minister during his tenure, and one who is strongly behind the current democratically elected governor, known as Governor Siminalayi Fubara, otherwise known as Anne Briggs, she also said that she will sue for peace, and that's exactly what they want to do. Not forgetting to the Labour Party chair of Rivers State, who also spoke as well. She also said she would also push for peace. So at the end of the day, we're able to achieve one thing.
We've actually run out of time at the moment, but thank you so much for giving us that update, and would love to thank Mr. Ikenga and also Dr. Peppel for their time with us. It was quite an intense town hall meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's go on a short break, shall we? When we come back after the break, we'll bring you the breakfast headlines. Stay with us.